So this is how you do the assembly. So I'm going to assemble all this together in Onshape. I'm going to start with this piece right now, and I'm going to slide this piece in here. But how do we get to that? So let's go here to Onshape, and let's say you've drawn all your pieces. Here they are. You can hide them all if you want, but they're all pieces. You drew them, you extruded, and all that good stuff. Well, all the way down here is the assembly. You guys see it? Assembly? Go ahead and click it, and it's really empty until you click this insert. And all your parts should be here, so go ahead and bring them in one at a time. Just click here, then click there, and then click part 3. It's wrong color until you click, which is kind of weird. And then click this, and click part 5, and you can just put these anywhere you want. There you go. And click the green check mark when you're done. Now you can move them around a little bit, move them out of the way. And we are going to start with this guy right here. By the way, if it's not facing the right direction that you like, you can click on it one time and you can totally rotate it however you like, you know? Okay, you can rotate it this way, okay? You can click this and move it up or down, whatever you need to do. Now, once you found it like in the position you like, and this is the one you're going to work on, like you're going to add all these pieces to this one, right click on it and say fix. That will make it where you cannot move it anymore. That's what you want to do. Okay, so make sure you fix one part, the one that you're going to build everything off of. Then this piece, if you look, that piece is going to get inserted right here. So this tall part is going to get slid in there. This arm is going to lay on top. So let's do that. Let's hope this all works, by the way. So this means that this side has to lay in here. So like this tummy right here, this guy, that needs to lay in here. So I'm going to use planar mates for everything today. So I'm going to click planar mate, and I'm going to say, hey, you, come on, wait, didn't take it. You should be on the same plane as you. And just push green check mark. And first thing I noticed is they are on the same plane, but it's backwards. I want this one to be facing the opposite direction. So I'm going to exit out of that because it's asking me if I want a new one. Here's the one I did. It's backwards. So go ahead and just double click on that. It'll bring up the thing we had before and click this button, flip primary axis, and say, no, the other way is what I meant. And then there we go, push green check mark. Now, it doesn't look right because it's upside down, but it is on the same plane. So that's fine. So now now we have to like rotate this around. So now I want this arm to be on top of here. So like underneath this arm needs to lay right here. So then I know that this arm needs to flip all the way around. And by the way, if you click this, you can try to do that. You can say, oh, let me rotate you, you know? Okay, you can do that if that makes you feel better. And you can try to move it. You're still going to stay on the same plane right here. Remember we did that one? But it's kind of crooked and stuff. So what the easiest way is to do a planar mate again. Planar mate and say, hey, you, that little guy right there that's yellow, you need to be on the same plane as this one. And then click green check mark. If it gives you an error, you probably need to flip that primary axis. Not here, on the one before the 2. This is a new one. That's why it's red. I haven't done it yet. Now I'm going to exit out, show you something. It takes 3 to lock this up. So 1, I made it so I cannot move it left and right. I cannot move it this way or that way. Now I made it these two together. I said they have to be on the same plane, so I cannot move it up or down this way. But I can still go this way and this way. That's the last way. So you have 2 choices. We probably have more than this, but I can say you have to be mated with you. Or I can even go from the outside. I can say, hey, this should be even with that. It's the same thing. So watch this planar mate. I can say you should be on the same plane as this. And then I know it looks all jacked up, but just leave it like that. Push green check mark. It'll fix itself. And there we go. And now I'll exit out of here. You'll see I cannot move that blue piece. It is fully locked up. I locked up all 3 directions. And it takes 3 planar mates to do that. Okay, so next, let's put the purple piece in right in that little hole, right here, that little hole right there. So sort of like I'm going to put it right in there like that, it should fit in there. But we got to use planar mates to do it right. So let's click planar mate, and I can say, hey, this plane should be on the same plane as this, and just push green check mark. Does it look right? Oh man, it looks perfect already, but it's not. I know I can't pull it out. Like I can't pull it this way. I can't pull this way. No way, because I mated these two together right there. But I'll probably be able to move it this way. See? And I can move it up and down too, but I cannot move it this way. Okay, so now let's go planar mate. The top of this should be on the same flatness plane as this one. They should be even. Green check mark. Perfect. That's good. They're flat and even. The last one is this way right here. So we can say that this should be even with that. We could do that. Or you can pull this away and say, hey, this purple inside should be with this. Either one will work, okay? So I'm going to just say that this should be on the same plane as that. Push the green check mark, and there we go. Most of the time you don't need to flip the primary axis. I've noticed it just kind of works, but every once in a while you have to. All right, we're almost done. So I put that there. This one kind of fits, this yellow one fits underneath there. Let's look at that. So this yellow one right here is going to fit underneath there. So sort of, let's see if I can move it with my hand here. Like in there somewhere like that. So let's start with some stuff. Let's click this. Should be even with this. I push green check mark. Let's see if that looks right. Yep, that looks right. So they are stuck on the perfect plane. See that? They're even. Okay. Then, but it's moves apart. So I'm going to make sure that this plane is on the same plane as this plane right here. That green check mark. There we go. And it takes one more, remember, it takes 3 every time, and you can tell the last one is just up and down. Okay, so I can say that this needs to be planed with that. That'll work. I like to use the outsides. I can say that this needs to be even with that, the same thing. So I can say, hey, you and you need to be on the same plane, green check mark, and there we go. That worked. Looking good. And obviously this last piece is going to fit right there, right? Oh, it's kind of hard. Oh, it's way down here now. There we go. That's going to fit right in there. So let's go ahead and planar mate this side with this one right there. And green check mark. Let's see if that looks right. That looks right. Okay. And then which way are we moving? Okay, so this one moves out. So I want these two sides to be even. So let's go with this one. It doesn't matter which one I choose, this one or this one. So I'll say this plane and this plane need to be even. Green check mark. Good. Now there's one last piece. That's it. Up and down. So I can say that this should be even with that, or I could say this could be even with that. I mean, I could even go under here and say, hey, you should be on the same plane as that. That'll do it too. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So I'm going to say this one needs to be on the same plane as that. And green, I know it looks really messed up, but have faith in it. Push the green check mark, exit out. There we go. All my planar mates are there. And this thing does not move. It is fully assembled. Isn't that cool? Go ahead and click here, say isometric view. There we go. And you would take a screenshot of this, probably with these planar mates to show that you've done the planar mates properly. Also, you can make sure that you have a screenshot of your name every time as well, so that I can see it's proof of work that it's your work. Okay? And that's it.